In the small town of Ridgeland, South Carolina, there's a community, a village, rather, of folks young and old called Mitchellville. It's kind of difficult to explain. There are a lot of back roads, winding paths, and trees. It's the place that raised my mother, aunts, and uncles. My mom even renovated one of the neighborhood's most infamous homes. The folks native to the land called it the drug house or trap house, depending on what you like. In the years following its renovation, I moved in. In the midst of growing pains and life changes, both spiritual and physical, I found an unlikely friend in my neighbor next door, Mr. Sneed.
It's a perfect photo opportunity. What you working on?
The man is a living relic and walking library. At 90 years young, he's one of the oldest members of the community and, in my opinion, one of the most interesting. He's a civil rights historian and leader. He's a councilman and barber.
So what are you going to do when Mr. Sneed retires?
Well,
Where are you going to go?
me and him gonna expire before we reach it.
In 2018, Mitchellville Road was named in his honor. Curious about the changes he's seen throughout his years here, I decided to interview him.
I'll be in the barber shop for 1 year for Deacon Robert Boyd. Then I decided I wanted to work for myself. I told him that I was going to quit because I wanted to work for myself.
Wow.
And he told me, well, I leave, the customer will leave. He was right. And he asked me would I wait another month for him. I told him, okay, I will do that. And I did. And he turned the shop over to me. And I started running the barber shop.
Wow.
I wanted to work for myself, operate the way I wanted to operate the shop, and I could keep all the money. And after I got the shop, I got involved with several people with the NAACP and political life. My main goal was to get people registered, get people to the poll, and make speeches for different candidates. I haven't did but two things in life: cut hair and work with political people. And I enjoyed that, Miss. You Miss Smith?
Yes.
Miss Smith, I enjoyed that. The road named after me, Senator Matthew, after Clemente Pinckney got killed, she, with a couple more persons, not to my knowing that, she went forward with having the road named after me. Named after me because she thought that virtue me that in my past work, and also that the first representative, the black lady, she familiar with my working with her. And also that people in Columbia, in the Senate, and the House, they knew me for my work. I'm the type of person, I like to see service for people. I want to see people improve their life. In this community, Mitchellville community, it was one of the quietest community, and most all business. If you wanted to see a lawyer, a doctor, and a business person, you met them in Mitchellville. Mm. This was the spot, and that church was the building. All our civil rights meeting, all our business people wanted to meet somebody, they wanted to see you met them in Mitchellville. Then all at once, it made a downfall. Our community, we still got people look how they drive so fast. And some of them doing the wrong thing. We didn't follow or continue like we should. But people say 65 years old or 50 years old, I'm 90. And I should have continued on teaching those people. Then today, the community would have been better than what it is. I see today, Mitchellville seem to make another turn. The younger people, a few of them is trying to put something in the community bill. For example, like your mother, your aunt, or the next neighbor over there. They have a nice looking home, they got a nice job. And that would make a community. That was going, that young man that grew, the environment that he come up in. I see that the Mitchellville is turning back towards what it used to be. Like for the next generation that come up in Mitchellville to know that nothing come easy. You got to wait for anything that is valuable. I like for them to continue getting education. That's the main thing. And everybody can't go to college, but go to get you a good trade. And come back in the community and build it.
On January 16th, 2023, Mr. Sneed passed away peacefully at his residence. I had long moved from the little blue house next door. My mom told me the news via phone. Needless to say, it broke me. She said he was resting peacefully in his chair, almost as if he was sleeping. The last time we spoke, he was planting strawberries and telling me about his recent chess tournament in North Carolina. He was already planning his next trip. He always spoke as if he would live forever, making plans for the future while somehow living every day to the fullest. His legacy will live on through those he mentored through the dedicated men of Jasper County, his children and grandchildren, and all who were blessed enough to have sat in his chair. I consider myself incredibly favored to have known him for the short while I did. And every day, I strive to be a little more like my friend, Mr. Sneed.